Imagine finally having control over your money, not just barely getting by, but actually building a foundation for real wealth. Sound like a fantasy? It doesn't have to be. Today, we're diving into a simple budgeting strategy, the 50-30-20 rule, that has the potential to transform your finances and bring your dream lifestyle within reach. Think budgeting sounds boring? Stick with me. What if I told you it's the key to financial freedom? In the next 10 minutes, I'll show you exactly how to use the 50-30-20 rule to take charge of your finances, reduce money stress, and start building wealth. And if you're tempted to click away, ask yourself, can you really afford to ignore your future self? So, what is the 50-30-20 rule? It's a straightforward budgeting framework that allocates your income into three simple categories: 50% for needs, 30% for wants, and 20% for savings and debt repayment. It's an elegant formula designed to bring structure to your spending while still allowing for a bit of fun. Because yes, you're allowed to have a life. Wait, did I say fun and budget in the same sentence? Yep, you heard it right. Let's break it down so you can actually apply it. Picture your monthly paycheck arriving. With the 50-30-20 rule, you'll immediately allocate each dollar before it has a chance to slip away. It's like putting your money on a team to win, not just floating around hoping for the best. But here's the catch. If you misjudge even one category, the whole system could fall apart. So let's dive deep into each part and see where most people go wrong. 50% needs. First up, needs. This 50% portion should cover essentials like housing, utilities, groceries, transportation, and basic healthcare. Here's a shocker. Many people assume everything they buy is a need. But remember, a need is something that directly impacts your survival or well-being, not a premium streaming subscription or that gym membership you barely use. Quick question. How many subscriptions are you actually using right now? Because those can start stacking up. Now, this is the largest portion of your budget, but if you're spending more than 50% on needs, it's a red flag. Look for areas to trim. Maybe you can negotiate a better rent, take public transit, or switch to store brand groceries. This isn't about deprivation, it's about reclaiming control. Which brings us to the part most people get wrong: wants. This one can be a bit of a slippery slope, so let's set some boundaries. 30% wants. Wants are all the things that make life enjoyable but aren't strictly necessary. This includes things like dining out, hobbies, vacations, and the newest tech gadgets. Yes, it's okay to enjoy life. But here's a reality check. If you're consistently overspending here, you're basically investing in fleeting pleasures rather than your future wealth. Think of it this way. If you're spending more on dining out than you're putting towards your financial future, are you really living the wealthy lifestyle you aspire to? And here's where the magic of the 50-30-20 rule truly comes alive. The final 20%. This is the part that puts you on the path to financial freedom. 20%. Savings and debt repayment. Now, let's talk about the last piece. Savings and debt repayment. This 20% isn't just nice to have, it's non-negotiable. This category builds your safety net, your future goals, and ultimately, your wealth. Emergency fund, investments, retirement, and debt payments all fall under this. The goal is to get your money working for you, rather than you constantly working for money. Ever wonder why they say, pay yourself first? This is why. If you ignore this section, you're setting yourself up to be financially dependent forever. Instead, prioritize your future, whether that's paying down student loans or building an investment portfolio. You're not just following a rule, you're taking control of your financial future. But how do you stick to these percentages when life keeps throwing unexpected expenses at you? Let's talk about that next. Consistency is the golden key here. The 50-30-20 rule isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. Life will throw curveballs, from surprise car repairs to last-minute events. This rule gives you flexibility, but only if you're disciplined enough to stick to it most months. Over time, you may find that you can reduce your needs or wants spending even further, freeing up more for savings. Think of it as leveling up in a video game. The stronger your budget, the more options you unlock. And hey, if you've ever crushed a game level, you know that feeling of progress. It's just as satisfying in your bank account. Remember, the goal is to make progress, not to live by rigid numbers. The 50-30-20 rule gives you a structure to thrive, but it also adapts with you. Need to adjust your spending because of a promotion, a move, or a life change? The framework still works because it's built for real life. Imagine looking back a year from now, seeing the growth you've made in savings, reduced debt, and smart spending. You'll be glad you started. So, are you ready to take control? The 50-30-20 rule is your starting point, a simple way to balance enjoying today and securing tomorrow. But here's the real secret to wealth. What you do with that 20% can multiply your wealth beyond what you might imagine. Click on the video here to discover the power of compounding, a concept that can turn that 20% into exponential growth over time. Thanks for watching, and remember, every budget, every dollar is a step toward the future you're building. Let's make it count.